Put one finger up if you overslept. Put one finger up if you forgot it was the reading rush. Put a finger up if you're already stressed. Put a finger up if you're staying home all day. Put one finger up if you're hoping that today is the day that you find out that you have magical abilities. It's day 1 of the Reading Rush Readathon stay-at-home version. More information on the Reading Rush down below. My first book pick for the Reading Rush is Defy Me by Tahara Mafi, book 5 in the Shatter Me series. And the challenge prompt that I'm using for this one is to read a book in the same room the whole time. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be reading in here the whole time today. I'm picking this one up first because it's the longest one on my Reading Rush TBR. And pro tip, read your long books first, because the last few days you'll be running out of steam and you'll have a hard time chugga-chugga-choo-choo your way to victory. I've actually already read a decent chunk of this book because I read at midnight last night when the Reading Rush began, and then I also read this morning with some coffee, and I didn't vlog either times because I was a mess, and y'all don't need to see that. Nobody needs to see that. Here's an aesthetic reimagining though, minus the mess. I woke up gloriously from a beautiful night's sleep where I dreamed of owning my own bookstore and the world being cleared of chaos. I then grabbed myself a cup of coffee and read my morning into the ground. And now we're here. I'm 235 pages into this so far, and it's a total of 357 pages. So we got this in the bag. We'll for sure be finishing this one today. I already have thoughts, so let me share those thoughts. I completely forgot about all the chaos that went down at the end of the last book. So going into this one, I was like, oh yeah, there's some shookedness that we're going to have to recover from. All right, I feel like Kinji, one of my all-time favorite characters, is going through a bit of a Harry Potter book 5 angst situation right now. The angst popped out, that's for sure. I don't love the pacing of a relationship that's developing, but honestly, surprise, surprise, me having issues with the pacing of a relationship? Who would have thought? There's definitely some frustrating things that are happening in terms of the plot with this one, and I also keep being like, use your brains, fictional characters, use them. You got them, so use them. But at the same time, if I were in their situation, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Let's be real here. I'd be just as messy, if not messier. I'm excited to carry on with this book and read it the rest of the day. These books are perfect for the Reading Rush because they're so fast moving. The writing is accessible and the pacing is just very wham bam, thank you ma'am. There aren't official video challenges for this version of the Reading Rush, but I'm gonna give myself an unofficial video challenge to complete today. The challenge that I'm giving myself today is to make a collage inspired by the book that I am currently reading. You guys should do this challenge too and share with me what you came up with on Twitter or Instagram. Please, please, please. Update time, Reading Rush, update time. I only have 60-ish pages left in Defy Me. I got to page 297. I feel like I've read this so fast, even though that's not true at all. I think it just feels kind of fast because I'm reading it all in one go. I read some of this watching my friend Monica's Read With Me video, which was so nice and wholesome. If you're feeling kind of lonely right now and you want somebody to read with, I definitely recommend checking out her video. It might make you feel less alone during the reading process, so definitely check that out, link in the description. So, my thoughts on Defy Me so far. I feel like I've kind of entered a lull in the plot. I can't complain that things aren't happening because there are things that are happening, but I feel like there are things that are being fleshed out that I feel like don't need to be fleshed out. It also brought in this plot point that I despise, and it's something that I've seen a lot in series that have been extended recently, and it drives me bonkers. Maybe it's because I've seen it be done a lot recently, but it just grinds my gears. Like, what's the point? I can't say what it is, obviously, because spoilers, but frustration station. I have arrived, though I will say that there was a scene that bopped me into emo town. Love that. Love being emo. Love putting my sappy sap suit on and feeling sappy. I'm gonna do the stay-at-home reading tag right now, created by Ariel Bissett, the one who's running this thing. Let's do it. How is your reading going while staying at home? Honestly, it was crap when we were first put into lockdown because anxiety, but clearly things are looking up and I'm starting to plow through books. Where have you been reading at home? This is the best place to read at home, right here, on my bed, under the covers, on my belly, reading my book, living my best life. What's the best book you've read during isolation? I'm gonna say Chain of Gold Gold by Cassandra Clare, but honestly I haven't read that many books in isolation yet. But this was a very entertaining read the whole way through. It held my attention, it captivated me, it helped me forget about the world out there, and that's pretty much everything that I'm looking for in a book right now. Shadowhunter stand for life. Problematic fave. What's your favorite feel-good book? Hands down, it's Geekerella by Ashley Poston. It's a Cinderella retelling full of relatable fandom content, and it manages to bring in all the happy-go-lucky vibes. What's a book you wish you could buy or borrow from the library? I actually just pre-ordered a book that I'm really interested in reading, and that is this book, The Silence of Bones by June Hurt. I've been trying to support debut authors because they're being hit hard right now, and this one has me really interested because my friend said it reminded them of a K-drama, and I was like, say no more, sold. Who's an author that you want to shout out during this time? For this one, I'm going with Suzanne Park. You can follow her on all her socials right here. She's again a debut author. Her book, The Perfect Escape, just recently came out, so I picked it up, and it's pretty dang high on my TBR. I'm hoping to pick it up and read it soon. Again, I wanted to shout her out because she's a debut author, and she had to debut during a terrible situation, so she deserves lots of love. So if you're on social media and you're following her, send her lots of love. Finally, what's your Reading Rush TBR? I made a whole video that you can watch, link in the description, but I'll go over it again right now, just for you, just because I love ya. Defy Me, the sailor who fell from grace with the sea. I believe in a thing called love, and Hear the Wind Sing. And that concludes the stay-at-home book tag. Here's what's on my list for the rest of the day. 1, I've got some work things that I want to do, but I'm not going to vlog that because honestly, boring. 2, I gotta do my Animal Crossing dailies. 3, I might do the Bookstagram challenge for the day, I don't know. 4, gotta do my unofficial video challenge. 5, I'm gonna go on a walk, and by go on a walk, I mean I'm gonna go outside and walk up and down my driveway because I can't stay in my house all the live long day. I gotta get some fresh air, folks. Otherwise, I will start to lose it. I'm gonna for sure finish Defy Me today, then I'm gonna edit this vlog, and then to finish off the night, I think I'm gonna crack into I Believe in a Thing Called Love because it's the second biggest book on my TBR, and you gotta tackle the big ones first. That's the plan, Stan. To get everything done that I said that I would do, minus the Bookstagram. I did not get around to doing that, but I did manage to complete my video challenge that I gave myself, and that was to make a collage based off the book that I'm currently reading, which was Defy Me, which I finished Defy Me. More on that in a second. Look at it. I feel like I could have done so much better had I taken my time with it, but it honestly felt like a school project I was putting together last minute. Overall, not too shabby though. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this. I was really proud of finding this picture of somebody here with an electric shock. What are the odds that I found that picture in a magazine that was just laying around? This collage was meant to be. And then, like I said, I finished Defy Me, so my thoughts on Defy Me. You know, I didn't hate it, and I really thought that I was going to hate it. And I do think it could have been better, but I just kind of thought that I would come out of it with this like fiery hatred for it, and that didn't happen, so that's a win in my book. I rarely ever say this, but I feel like it could have been longer. Normally with books, I'm like, this could have been condensed, but for this one, I was like, I want things to be expanded. I think something that's my biggest gripe with this series in general is just the world building. It's just really weak, and it needs more structure, and it needs more detail to it. And I think for me, Defy Me kind of lost me with the plot. I really liked the characters still, like the characters still pulled their weight, but the plot was really underwhelming. I don't want to say that nothing happens because there are definitely lots of things that happens. Like there are some happenings in this book. It just felt like a bridge book, but I felt that same way about the book that came before this one, which I'm drawing a blank on whatever that book is called. Restore Me, that's what it's called. Restore Me felt like a bridge book, and this one felt like a bridge book, and those two books could have honestly potentially been combined. I don't know, just a thought. So while I did not hate this one, it definitely was not a standout for me in this series. I'm honestly kind of tempted to pick up the last book and start reading it. I don't own it physically, but I could buy the ebook or the audiobook, but I think I'm gonna stick with my TBR. I would really like to stick to my TBR because y'all know how bad I am at TBRs, and I think it'd be really impressive if I stuck to my TBR this go around. So I think tonight after I finish editing this vlog, I'm going to be picking up I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. Ideally, I'd love to get like 100 pages into this one tonight, but I know that's just me being overly ambitious. Also tomorrow, which is technically today, day for you. I'm doing an Instagram live over on the Reading Rush's Instagram, which I will leave a link to down below in the description. It's just at the Reading Rush. I'm doing an Instagram live read-in where you guys can join in and read with me. We'll be both reading and chatting, so it's not only going to be reading, we'll also be talking, but I'm going to be doing that for an hour at 11 a.m. PST. So if you're around during that time, come hang out with me, come read with me, let's have a good time. That's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know down below in the comments how your first day of the Reading Rush went, if you participated, and if you're not participating, then just let me know what your reading plans are for this weekend. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye-o!